Hytale will be the biggest game on Earth. Not just big, the biggest game in the entire history of gaming. Now yeah, that sounds like a weird claim, but I don't believe that because of hype. I believe it because of how Hytale is built. So there are several core reasons why Hytale has the potential to surpass game giants like Minecraft, GTA, and even Tetris. So let's rewind for a second and start from the beginning. So first, what even is a sandbox game? At its core, a sandbox game is about freedom. Not just freedom to move around, freedom to explore, but the freedom of choice itself. Although the adventure mode of Hytale will focus on the storytelling aspect, unlike Minecraft where you can create your own, you're not being dragged from objective to objective over and over again. You're given a world, a set of tools, and the permission to ask, what do I want to do here? Minecraft is the most famous example of this. You can build, explore, automate, roleplay, speedrun, or just vibe. The game doesn't force an identity onto you. You create one. Now here's where Hytale takes that idea and pushes it further. Hytale isn't just a sandbox for building. It's a sandbox for systems. It is a game engine in and of itself. The devs have even stated that you can rip Hytale out of Hytale and make a whole new different game with it, if you so choose to. It is that powerful. There may be mechanics and systems that interact with each other in ways the game doesn't explicitly explain, but players will find a creative way to combine different aspects of it to make something truly amazing. You're not just playing inside a sandbox, you're playing with it. This is more so the case because Hytale will be releasing as an early access and will be developing as the players grow and give feedback just like Minecraft did in its early days. And that flexibility is critical because it means Hytale isn't designed around a single way to be played. It's designed to support thousands of playstyles, genres, and ideas all inside one game. You can design your own experiences, maps from scratch, do speedruns, say lighting Quebec on fire from the beginning when the game starts, play or make your own mods, build a beautiful build, make that a prefab and use that in your other worlds. Heck, you can literally build, say, a custom tree, export that as an .obj file and 3D print it in the real world. The possibilities are endless. Hytale isn't just about freedom, it's about a world that feels alive. The various mobs, NPCs, and enemies aren't just mindless strings of code. They react, adapt, and even remember what the player does, which means every encounter can play out differently and feel very unique. Some creatures might flee when overwhelmed, others might regroup, and some might even actively change tactics mid-encounter. That doesn't just apply to hostile mobs either. Take the moss horn for example. Maybe it grows extra mossy hair if players feed it moss, which then can be harvested and used in various crafting recipes like cloths or bandages. This is just me speculating here. And the game mechanics? Well, we can only imagine what the players will come up with combining the different mechanics Hytale will offer. We already know that Hytale will feature some sort of magic-based systems, but how deep those systems go is where things get interesting. To speculate here, magic could be used to enchant your tools and weapons to give them certain buffs, like a fire sword which will be very effective for mobs that spawn in icy biomes, or a throwable dagger, let's say, that returns to you after you throw them, like the loyalty mechanics in Minecraft. From potions, magic, mob AI, block properties, NPC interactions, or even a simple thing like the different shape or the collision box of the blocks themselves, we can create a very interesting build style, achieve a goal, say a mob farm, in a very wacky and fun ways. The possibilities are limitless. As a balanced player myself, I can't wait to tinker with the building as well as the more technical aspect of the game. In Minecraft, there are already so many interesting playstyles and mechanics, and even to this day, players are still discovering new things and new ways to combine various aspects of the game. The immediate example that comes to mind is buildstone. If you don't know what it is, well, it's basically what the name implies. It's the combination of redstone with the build itself to make it feel more alive by giving it subtle animation or movement. The most fascinating thing about Buildstone is that this was recently thought upon, but you could have always done this several versions back. The simple fact that this was always possible but simply no one thought to combine these two mechanics in this manner just shows the infinite possibilities this genre has. And Hytale cranks that up to 11. UGC or User Generated Content. This is where Hytale stops being just a game and starts becoming a platform. And this will be the key component to its longevity. From everything the developers have shared so far, Hytale is built with creators in mind from day one, not as an afterthought but as a core pillar of the experience. Players will be able to create their own maps, adventures, mods, skins, data packs, or even entirely different experiences that exist inside Hytale, not just for themselves, but to be shared with others. And the important part here is accessibility. The tools are very powerful and approachable, as we have already seen in the blog posts and videos. They have also stated that they will launch first-party videos and tutorials to make it easier for us to make content and to learn. The creation isn't limited to just hardcore modders or developers. It opens the door for casual players, builders, and storytellers too. We've already seen what this kind of ecosystem can do in games like Fortnite, Minecraft, and Roblox, where entire communities, genres, and even careers were built by players. Hytale will be leaning fully into this idea. User-generated content wouldn't just extend the game's lifespan, it will completely redefine what the game becomes over time as players grow with it and shape it. Modding is a very powerful aspect in any game, and it gives a huge breath of fresh air to users who are tired of vanilla or simply want to try new experiences. And with Hytale, the depth of what mods could be is honestly kind of insane. We're not just talking about surface level mods here. Based on what the devs have shown and talked about, modders could potentially dig deep into the game's system themselves. Things like combat flow, progression, AI behavior, UI, world generation, in-game tick rate, and even how players interact with the environments and items could very well be modified to reach whatever the heart desires. That means a mod doesn't have to feel like Hytale but with tweaks, but rather the game can be modified in such a way that it feels like an entirely different game built inside Hytale, because Hytale is a platform as much as it is a voxel sandbox game. To further reinforce my point, Simon recently released a video showcasing just this. He tweeted, "The following video showcases a server-side Hytale mod created by a Hytale team member in their spare time. It's intended purely as inspiration for how different genres could be realized within Hytale. The gameplay shown represents only a small subset of our modding capabilities and was used to build a simple survival-like experience. This mod is not planned for release as part of the game." Do you see the sheer potential of this game now? This isn't just a reskin or a simple tweak. It plays like a fully fledged top-down RPG, yet it's still Hytale. When a single developer working in their spare time can create something like this, it really puts the scale of Hytale's modding capabilities into perspective. And if this is just a small subset of what's possible, imagine what the community will build once millions of players get their hands on these tools. One thing that really sets Hytale apart, and this is the part where newcomers could overlook or simply not know about, is why this game exists in the first place and how it came to be. Hytale didn't start as a corporate checklist or a trend-casting product. It started as a passion project by Simon, Philippe, and other core Hypixel members who genuinely loved the sandbox genre. The lead behind it all, Simon Collins, originally began making maps for Minecraft with his friend Reyes, posting them on YouTube and just having fun with the game. Eventually, that turned into the Hypixel network, one of the most iconic Minecraft servers of all time, even earning multiple Guinness World Records thanks to its massive community to this day. They'd spent years building communities, designing worlds, inventing whole new game modes, and watching players create entire stories inside their server. That experience wasn't just inspiration, it was the foundation. So, in 2018, Hypixel Studios was born. A real game studio built by people who understands what makes RPG and voxel games alive, creatively fulfilling, and meaningful for players. These aren't just corporate heads who only understand business, don't really know about the games they're making, and only focus on profit. No, far from it. All of the people working on Hytale are just gamers like you and me that grew up playing video games like World of Warcraft, Minecraft, and many more. They didn't just casually play them either. They modded them, ran servers, tinkered with the game mechanics itself, breaking systems, and pushing the limits of what the game allowed them to do. Simon himself has stated this many times, that there were so many ideas the team wanted to explore, so many things they wanted to try, but they kept running into the same wall, Minecraft's limitations. And eventually that frustration turned into a question. What if this game just let us do more? And thus, Hytale was born. And you can feel that mindset baked into every design decision they talk about when making Hytale. The built-in modding tools, the creator-focused approach, the willingness to let players bend and even break the game aren't things you just add willy-nilly. They come from a place of deep understanding, from people who have spent years inside these kind of games, watching communities grow and entire playstyles being immersed organically. It's the kind of design philosophy that doesn't try to control how players should play, but instead asks how the game can support whatever the player wants to do. Even the way the developers communicate reflects that. They don't just show flashy trailers, they explain systems, share prototypes, and openly talk about experimentation, iteration, and player feedback. It feels less like a company making a product and more like developers inviting you into something they genuinely care about. And when a game is driven by passion first, not just profit, it becomes a place where memories are made, communities form, and creativity is constantly rewarded and praised. A game like that isn't carried by hype, it's carried by love, trust, and time. And if Hytale stays true to that passion, then it won't just be the greatest game of all time. It'll be the game where people grow up playing, exploring worlds, and sharing adventures with friends, families, and even their children. This is the kind of game where you don't just play, you make countless memories, share laughter and adventures with friends and family, and carry the wonderful memories with you for the rest of your life. One of the things that really blows my mind about Minecraft is how even after years of playing, there's always something new to discover. A new build style, a new redstone contraption, mixing blocks in unheard of ways, a new way to challenge yourself. And you best believe Hytale is going to take these ideas to a whole new level. With all the points that we discussed above, the sandbox tools, dynamic AI, modding, UGC, and layered game mechanics, every session can feel completely different. Even if you are playing in the same world, no two adventures will be the same. You could spend a whole year exploring the adventure world, then jump into a community map or a modded server, and it'll feel like an entirely new game all over again. And that's just the beginning. Imagine inventing a distinct Hytale build style that goes synonymous with the entire community. The speedrunning aspect, experimenting with crazy combinations of mechanics, or just chilling and role-playing with friends. Hytale has the systems in place for all of that. Games like Minecraft and Terraria showed us that players will keep finding ways to make every day feel fresh, but Hytale combines all of that with powerful tools and systems that lets creativity explode even further. Between the community content, mods, and the sheer depth of the game itself, the replayability doesn't just last, it could be practically infinite. What is consciousness? Well, in my humble opinion, consciousness is very much an emergent property. See, when you arrange billions of atoms in just the right way, that set of atoms is able to read, hear, and understand the very video that is being played right now. Take an ant colony, for example. Each individual ant has no understanding of the sheer scale of the tunnels it lives in and how it's built, or the incredible complexity of the colony as a whole. An ant doesn't know it's a part of a massive system. When a system becomes complex enough, something entirely new emerges. No single part understands the whole, yet together, something greater comes to life. And this exact idea applies to games. Emergent gameplay is what happens when you give players simple tools that they can creatively play around in, mix and match interesting game mechanics, and the freedom to experiment. The game stops being about scripted moments and starts becoming about discoveries and inventions that the players make on their own. Again, I don't like comparing Minecraft to Hytale, but it is the closest and perhaps the perfect comparison to make this point across. Flying machines, mob farms, redstone computers, custom maps with their own story, parkour civilization, entire genres like Skyblocks and Bed Wars, freaking decked out too, the greatest dungeon crawling card collecting game that's built entirely on survival mode and to ever exist in Minecraft. None of that was explicitly designed by the devs. Players combined simple mechanics in unexpected ways and something far bigger emerged. Now imagine that same principle but applied to Hytale. With much more dynamic AI, layered mechanics, modding, UGC, and systems that are designed to interact rather than stay isolated, emergent gameplay isn't just possible, it is inevitable. And that's what makes Hytale so exciting, not just what it is at launch, but what it can become, where ideas collide, mechanics invented, and creativity compounds over time into something no single developers and no single player could ever fully predict. If Minecraft showed us what emergence looks like with limitations, then Hytale completely lets the floodgates open. You don't just get a game you play, you get a world that bends, evolves, and takes shape to your imagination. Hope you guys enjoyed this video that I worked very hard on. And I have a huge announcement. I am officially a Hytale partner, so if you guys are planning to buy the game, then please consider using my code GAMEKING. That helps me out a lot as I am a very small creator trying to go full time on this platform. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment down below what aspect of the game you are most excited about. Don't forget to subscribe as the release date is very near and I have big plans for this channel. I truly appreciate you guys and I will see you in the next one.